Hi to all. Under the topic of safety, responsibility, and rights, now we are going to see the conflict of interest and the occupational crimes in this module. Trust and confidence hold our society together. Trust the organization should show towards the employees, and the organizations also show the trust towards the government sectors. Without the trust and the confidence, no organization can run. So the conflict of interest is a part of practical professional practice, not something to hide from and to avoid the at all costs. Simply need to handle uh, there in a professions and ethical manner. Now we are going to see what is a conflicts of interest. Now see the professional interest like family, the personal interest like family, friends, and financial, and then social, that will be interpret in their workplace duty, which will take a decisions for judgment and decision and actions which will interfere with each other, then the conflict of interest will arises. Now we will see what is the definition of conflict of interest. A conflict of interest is what is in a person's best interest is not the best interest of another person's or organizations to which that individual vows to loyalty. For example, an employee may be simultaneously help himself but hurt his employer by taking a bribe to purchase a inferior goods to his company use. Suppose if any electrical items, if he is purchasing any electrical items without any standard quality, if he is not it is mentioned by the government, then it may hurt the employers. A conflict of interest can also exist when a person must answer to two different individual or groups whose needs are at odds with each other. In this case, serving one individual or group will injure the other. Sometimes, if we take a decision which is favoring to one group or one persons, may not be favor to another one, it may hurt the others or other persons or other groups. So now see, if a learners wish to appear for more subject in a supplementary exams but not able to appear all the exam due to unavailable time and appeared only the few exams, that is called conflicting of interest. That will not come under the conflict of, we must know the difference between the conflict of interest and the conflicting of interest. Even though the learners wish to appear for these exams, but due to his time available, he is not able to appear for the other exams. So it is called the conflicting of interest. Now there are two types. One is the actual conflict of interest and another one is the potential conflict of interest. Actual means it is a direct conflict of interest. Potential conflict of interest means chance being a conflict of interest. Now we will see what is the actual conflict of interest. So self-dealing, using the official position to secure a contract for a private consulting which is owned by a individual or relatives. Okay. And next one is the accepting the benefits, bribery or gifts for favor to a particular organization. Third one is the influence the peddling, using one's influence or connections to obtain the favor for another. And the fourth one is using employees' property for a private advantages. Example, stealing office property for personal use. Software licensed obtained by the organization is used by the employee for the personal use. Now again we are going to see the using confidential informations. Disclosure of information for getting one's personal gain. So suppose if any organization will have a confidential information, it should not be disclosed by the employee to the other person or which is a opponent to him. Outside employment or moonlighting, something setting up own company or second job, which is a direct competitor with your employer. Now we are going to see the potential conflict of interest. Potential means it is not actual, but it could be. It may be happen. Okay, the occasion it arises are engineers who work more than one client company on the same project or interrelated projects. So in this case, definitely it will bring the conflict of interest in the futures. Not only that, if any of your sons or any of your family members which are working in a opposite, or then in this case we have to withdraw the uh, committee. Yeah, leave the organization to join the competitor or start their own company. So it can be avoided by disclosing the fact. Now we are going to see the occupational crime. So even though they have conflict of interest, okay, it is not an exactly lawful. Sometimes we may get a punishment, or sometimes we may be escaped from the conflict of interest. So here the occupational crimes is something same to the uh, conflict of interest only, but thing is that here it is a unlawful and it may be getting a punishment. So refer to a crime committed by someone at his or her workplace. One's illegal act made through possible lawful employment, secretive violation of law to regulate the work. So it is also called a white collar. Now we are going to see the individual or the employee's occupational crime. Embezzlement means a theft or misappropriation of funds. The employees who is stolen the property of organization or the funds which is allotted, it is misappropriated, then it is called the embezzlement. Second one is the money laundering. If he is taking any money favoring for somebody, then altering the company records without authorization, committing the tax fraud, and lastly it is misusing the company data for property. Next we are going to see the organizational occupational crimes. So by the employer, how the occupational crimes has been carried out. So one is the industrial espionage, means industrial spying. So reason for that, why they are carrying out this spying, means the manufacturing of component is a competitive, fast moving and also more expensive to manufacturer. For example, it is a chips in a computer, maybe doing for the reverse engineering. Price fixing, all the manufacturers join together and fixing the price. And third one is the endangering of lives. So the employer exposes their employees without adhering the safety norms, sometimes without any safety gears or safety equipments. If the employer asks to work the employees, then it is come under the occupational crimes. Thank you.